After 40 years of infecting the world with viruses on your computer and in your body, we now learn that Viral Man has a sexually transmitted disease, which makes sense.
What's up, guys? Spenny. Of all the new and shocking revelations inside of the Jeffrey Epstein documents dump, where 3 million photos, videos, and files were released by the DOJ, including that Bill Gates was getting STDs from Russian hookers and that he was two-timing his wife. But that's not a new revelation. In fact, we've actually known that for quite a while. Jeffrey Epstein allegedly tried to blackmail Bill Gates over extramarital affair with a Russian bridge player named Malia Antonova. This is a real person, by the way. She has a YouTube video right here. Bridge is a powerful mind game. It includes Bill Gates. There you go. Here she is talking about Bill Gates. And this allegedly is one of the many young Russians that Jeffrey Epstein hooked Bill Gates up with. Jeffrey Epstein writes in multiple emails that Bill Gates got an STD from these Russian hookers and he gave it to Melinda Gates. This caused Bill Gates to issue a furious response to the late pedophile. Here we go. The only thing these documents demonstrate is Epstein's frustration that he did not have an ongoing relationship with Gates to the lengths at which he would entrap and defame. Yeah, dude, whatever. Shut up, man. There's so many photos of you and Bill and Jeffrey Epstein, and you're all over. You're all over these documents. All over. Here's one where you're planning pandemic simulations in 2017. Strain pandemic simulations. This is a Bill Gates email. There's tons of Bill Gates emails to Jeffrey Epstein that seem completely nefarious and as though they were highly coordinating all of their activities. And so to say that that you had no relation or that these were just dinners,
you know, I've said I regretted having those dinners. And there's absolutely nothing new on that.
Oh yeah.
Is there a lesson?
Is there a lesson
for you,
here, Bill?
For
anything for us?
Anyone else looking?
Don't do anything creepy though, right here.
Well,
Don't do
he's
anything
dead,
creepy.
so you know, in general, you always have to be careful.
See how he's smiling there? Yeah, a guy just like world's foremost pedophile commits suicide in his cell on suicide watch and is left alone, all the cameras turned off. And look at Bill Gates grinning gleefully. Dude's evil. And his wife told us that he was evil. And his wife also said
marriage by reflecting on this.
On national TV that she couldn't have sex with Bill Gates anymore.
You were a famous married couple.
We were. And but I learned, you know, to have a trusted relationship, which is what I wanted in marriage. Both partners have to be honest with one another. And if you can't have intimacy and you can't have trust.
You can't have intimacy, you can't have trust. So I don't trust Bill Gates and I'm not intimate with him. Is that because of the STDs from the Russian hookers? No, somebody should ask. Well, actually, somebody just did. I hope there's justice, says Melinda Gates as she throws ex-husband to the wolves over Epstein. You got some explaining to do. Oh my goodness. Let's go ahead and watch. Melinda Gates' response to Epstein files suggests Bill Gates got an STD from Russian girls and planned to secretly medicate her. NPR talking about these emails and asking Melinda Gates. This is her sounding off for the first time. Previously, of course, she said, you got to ask Bill about these things. And well, now that we know, here we go.
Representative has said all of this is false. It is not on you to have to respond to the details of that alleged behavior. But I wonder what your dominant emotion is when you read these news articles with these details.
Sad. Just unbelievable sadness. Unbelievable sadness, right? And again, I'm able to take my own sadness and look at those young girls and say, my God, how did that happen to those girls, right? And so for me, it's just sadness for, you know, I left my marriage. I had to leave my marriage. I wanted to leave my marriage. I had to leave I felt I needed to eventually leave the foundation. So it's just sad. That's the truth. right? And it's kind of like, at least for me, I've been able to move on in life.
But let's continue. What else does she say? She says that Bill Gates needs to answer the questions about the Epstein files.
As a society, right? No girl should ever be put in the situation that they were put in by Epstein and whatever
And your husband.
was going on with all of the various people around him. No girl. I mean, it's beyond heartbreaking, right? I remember being those ages, those girls were. I remember my daughters being those ages, right? So for me, it's personally hard whenever those details come up, right? Because brings back memories of some very, very painful times in my marriage, but I have moved on from that. I purposely pushed it away and I moved on. I'm in a really unexpected, beautiful place in my life. So whatever questions remain there of what I can't even begin to know all of it, those questions are for those people and for even my ex-husband. They need to answer to those things, not me.
I agree.
Well,
And I am so happy to be
Your husband does need to
away
answer.
from all the muck.
I wonder what your dominant emotion
yeah.
is
Okay.
when you read these news articles.
So Melinda Gates now throwing her husband under the bus. She says the Epstein chapter is behind her. She makes it clear that Bill has to answer for what he did. She admits the situation left her heartbroken. Says that she's deliberately pushed it away to try and keep her life going. Who can blame her? I mean, honestly. I'm not saying Melinda Gates is a great person. She's obviously, the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation has done some very evil things. But it's hard to not feel bad for her, right? Like, I believe her when she says she met Jeffrey Epstein just one time and he was the personification of evil. She said that. And she couldn't stay, she couldn't stand to be in his presence. And she didn't understand why her scumbag husband kept going back again and again and again. That has something to do with the Russian bridge players and the pandemics, they were playing in. The Epstein saga forced her to leave her marriage. This woman knows something that Bill did that was really, really dark. Really, really dark. She warns of a reckoning, breaks her silence on Epstein, and points straight at Bill Gates. She draws a hard line. The unanswered questions are for my husband. I mean, it's true. Grateful to be away from all the muck. Describing him as muck. Ugh. Could you imagine? Look, I mean, dude, it was just some dinners. It wasn't just some dinners. What a dirty scumbag. There's photos of him with these young chicks. This is a private airport. He's clearly on Epstein's plane. It's all these photos. I don't know if anyone, other than Bill Clinton, I don't know if anybody's been done worse, right, by the release of these files than Bill Gates, man. She knows more than she's admitting to. They need to answer for those things, not me. I don't disagree with her. But why don't you tell us everything? This is why Congress has to subpoena Bill Gates. You have to bring in Bill Gates. You should bring in Melinda Gates. You should ask them what they know. Melinda Gates speaks out after Epstein files revive allegations about her ex-husband. Oof. Yikes. Oh my. How did that happen? How did this happen to those girls? Well, I'll give you one photo. There you go. That's how. Hard not feel bad for these people. Yeah. Scum. True. These people are true scum. Yeah. Bill Gates is evil. If you believe that, you should like, share, and subscribe.